Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're taking a single, seemingly simple concept and unpacking how it literally shapes the world around us. We're talking about elevation. Let's just dive right into what this word actually means, its roots, and how you can use it effectively in your everyday vocabulary to describe the physical reality we interact with every single day. At its core, elevation is really just about the height to which something rises. It's intimately connected to how high an object or a whole place sits above ground or sea level. I mean, think about the stark difference between standing on the baking floor of Death Valley versus, say, breathing that mile-high, crisp air in Denver. That physical upward shift and all those drastic environmental changes that come with it, that is elevation in action. Okay, let's dive into this and look at how the word is actually built. It breaks down into 4 distinct syllables: el-a-ve-tion. Phonetically, it just rolls off the tongue as elevation. And connecting the physical mechanics of speaking a word to its meaning is actually a proven cognitive trick to make it stick in your brain permanently. So as you hear it and say it out loud, seriously, say it with me right now. Associate that rising inflection of the syllables with the very concept of upward movement. Functionally, elevation is a noun. And its primary, most concrete definition is the physical height to which something is raised above sea level. This is where the word carries some serious real-world weight. Picture a mountaineer. They're feeling the air getting thinner, feeling their lungs working harder because there's literally less oxygen up there. When they check their GPS to see how far up the mountain they've climbed, what are they checking? They are checking their elevation. It's a fundamental measurement that dictates everything from your local climate to the exact temperature that your water boils at. Language is rarely limited to just one physical dimension, though, right? So elevation also carries a secondary metaphorical meaning. It can refer to a raised position, condition, or even a lofty attitude. You've probably heard about the elevation of a colleague to a new executive role, or maybe the elevation of a simple home-cooked meal into a literal culinary masterpiece. It's a fantastic way to describe a step up in quality or status. But for our journey today, we're going to keep our boots firmly planted on the mountain trail and stick primarily to that physical height. To really lock this word into your working vocabulary, try putting yourself in a concrete, high-stakes environment. Just imagine standing on the edge of a towering cliff overlooking a crashing ocean, or sitting in a plane, watching the altimeter climb steadily into the clouds. As you move higher, the atmosphere changes, the pressure drops, and the whole landscape below you just shrinks. That vertical distance between you and the sea, that measurable, highly tangible gap, is the pure essence of elevation. Now, to truly master a word, you kind of have to know its enemies. Words like degradation or demotion drag us down. They represent a lowering in physical space, a drop in quality, or a fall in status. Elevation has absolutely nothing to do with those downward trajectories. No way. Instead, it lives way up in the clouds alongside words like altitude, focused purely on upward, positive, measurable height. And this brilliantly illustrates how mapping out a word's linguistic neighborhood gives us these really powerful cognitive anchors. Its closest allies are synonyms like altitude and height. Its polar opposites, as we just saw, are degradation and demotion. And it shares its DNA with action-oriented dynamic words like advance, ascent, boost, and hoist. When you understand the company a word keeps and the energetic direction of those related words, you don't just memorize a definition, you completely master the word itself. Let's look under the hood for a second. A massive part of mastering English vocabulary is recognizing Latin roots and suffixes. Notice the ending here, ation. This is a classic noun maker that almost always means the act, process, or result of something. So elevation is quite literally the act or process of elevating, of rising up. Recognizing this one specific suffix acts like a linguistic skeleton key, instantly helping you decode hundreds of other words across the entire English language. Pretty cool, right? So here is the challenge for you today. How are you going to spot elevation in the wild? I challenge you to write one sentence about a real thing in your life using the word elevation. And hey, throw in a synonym and an antonym for a bonus point. But seriously, look at your surroundings differently over the next few hours. Notice the gradient of the roads you drive on, the height of the buildings you enter. Think about how professional athletes actually train at high elevation to build up their endurance, or how engineers have to carefully calculate it just to lay a proper foundation. Take this concept entirely out of the dictionary and map it directly onto your physical reality. Okay, let's do a rapid-fire wrap-up. Word, elevation. Core meaning, the physical height to which something rises, specifically above sea level or ground level. Your top synonym is altitude, and your top antonym is degradation. As you move through your week, try to pay attention to the heights around you. But that leaves us with a really interesting final thought. As humanity continues to build taller and taller skyscrapers and engineer rockets that reach further into the stars, is there a physical limit to the elevation we can achieve? Or are we truly just getting started? Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next explainer.